Guys, deluded Gooner, man. Q&A time. I'm sure you've seen the other two vids. At this point, you're thinking, where's the third one, deluded? Where's the third one? You said it's a trilogy thing. Word to Blade Brown. Real guys get that one. But, yeah, you're thinking, where is it? Where is it? You have to allow me, man. I need to eat. I need to do a couple stuff, but I'm back now, man. Like, obviously, yeah, you see the background. I put that stuff back up. I'm back now. So let's crack on with the Q&A. The third part. At this point, I don't even know if I've answered some of these questions already. Forgive me if I have, but let's crack on. Obviously, Sunday, Q&A again, man. Q&A again, who knows? Enough questions. You might even see a 2-2-1 on a Saturday, or I don't want to do Friday. That's a bit OTT. That's a bit mad. You already had a trilogy by this point. So let's crack on, man. I'm waffling. At Reece Nelson 61, my guy, man. He's a very nice guy. He's always supporting and saying encouraging words. But he asks do you think Dele Alli will move on to bigger things in the next few years? 2 years, he actually said. I don't know why I said few. I like Dele. I'm a big fan of Dele. The question would have to be what Spurs do, because you're seeing at Spurs now playing for if you're a supporter or you're anything connected to Spurs, it's now, for me, in my humble opinion, it's a question on how ambitious Daniel Levy is now. I say that because the players obviously are. Rose was talking in them interviews to the Sun or whatever. He said a couple of the other players are on that. Toby's agent said that. Kane said he wants to win X, Y, Z. Walker, he's not there anymore, but Walker obviously went off to City to try and win stuff. So the players are ambitious. Come on now, the fans are the easiest one for me to explain to you. Sorry. Any fan of any club wants to win major trophies, so you don't need to ask that. So if the players want it, the fans want it, Poch obviously wants it. I mean, I know he messed up in the League Cup, and I got onto him for that, but he's talking about Premier League and things, and he says if we don't win the Prem, it's failure. So them three components want to win the league and push on to better things for Spurs. It's a question of Levy. Now, why Levy's important? Because he's the man that calls the shots with the cash in it, or whoever's connected. So obviously Poch needs to sign players that can take them to the next level. Excellent work so far with Davinson Sanchez. Aurier is going to be alright. He's a bit of a rough time and needs to pattern off the discipline, but he's a good player. Couple more other guys. We know the next key step is getting some players to help Kane and Dele. So if the money's not coming in like that and the squad's not winning stuff, and thinking that maybe Dele, along like people before him and people already in the squad, he might question himself. Now where he goes, I don't know. If United were where United were, based on them, the fact that they used to be the big bullies, you could say they could go on for him. He said he's a Liverpool fan. I think he grew up as a Liverpool fan, but that's a myth. That I wouldn't leave Spurs to go to Liverpool, no disrespect, and I wouldn't leave Liverpool to go to Spurs. Personally speaking, like, we got China. If I'm Dele, I'm trying to go and do a madness. City, Pep, that's a real big option. I mean, if Pep wants him, it can be done. Every player has a price. Madrid have been linked. I mean, they got the money. These fees that he's being quoted are mad, but I suppose he could go and do that. So yeah, in the next 2 years, to answer your question, I don't think so. I think Dele could stay put by that same time of what I said. I think he could stay put, see how it goes. They've got second and third in the last 2 years. They're pushing. They just beat Madrid in champs. So it's exciting times to be a Spurs fan. I'd say obviously the next 2 years is a good question, because you will be considering your future. But I think there's not really any rush to bust out. He's young, he's developing. Pochettino gave him his chance, giving him confidence, allowing him to grow. So maybe, yeah, man, just be easy. I'd say 60% he'd stay. In fact, let me not put percentages on it, because anything can happen in football. So yeah, I spent a while on that question. You got some more, my bad, G. Would you play Wilshere from now and drop drop Xhaka? Pardon me, man. I'm making a mare of this, guys. I'm going to annoy some guys. I stand by Xhaka. Xhaka's a bad boy for me. Xhaka's a very good footballer. Has he got a defensive bone in his body? No. He's being hung out to dry. He makes a lot of mistakes, and I want to slap him as well. But I really like Xhaka, man. I like his attitude. I like his technical abilities. I'm not prepared to give up on him just yet. So I don't want to drop him. I know he's not playing well. And Ramsey's been scoring and assisting, so it doesn't make any sense. But I'd rather keep Xhaka and leave Wilshere together to see what they can do together. I don't think Ramsey provides balance enough. If he did, he'd start, because Ramsey's got it all to a degree. He's got it all when you look at all the other midfielders in our side. But it's for him, he doesn't want to do it often enough. And there's always a guy who always comments, deluded, he was talking nonsense about Ramsey, blah, blah, blah. I got one word for you, Ramsey. He's friendly banter. But yeah, man, that's my humble opinion. I would stick by Xhaka. You got to get Wilshere into the side. We need his driving runs. We need him to just get the ball off a centre-half and clip it over the top. Simple things that Wilshere does. The other day, come on for 2 minutes against City, and he already done more than most of the midfielders. And I think the last game, he came on or whatever. So yeah, I'll drop Ramsey personally and bring him in. Do you regret AFC selling Gabriel? Not really. You could say yes, because we need a centre-half. Clearly someone to play where we're really lacking for bodies and our bare bones already in November. But I wouldn't necessarily say I'd regret it. I mean, he didn't show enough promise. He showed enough promise to stick by him, but he also showed not enough promise to warrant worth keeping. He put in some good performances, especially in the FA Cup, and when he had that little spell at fullback as well. And he was okay, but the progress wasn't enough. We've got young players pushing. Ultimately, we need to raise funds and wages and all these things. And it weren't going to happen for him. He weren't what we thought he was going to be. Favela guy coming from the tough favelas of Brazil, ready to clamp things. Showed us against Costa, even though we didn't win that, a glimpse as to what we, as Arsenal fans, are missing and have missed. But it weren't meant to be, so I don't really care. I'm upset that we made a loss. I mean, we're the only club that can make a loss. I mean, Spurs, our neighbours, they sold Vima. So I've already made this point in the previous vid. I don't know which one, but Vima and Gabriel say what you want, who's better and who's this and that. But they're both third, fourth, maybe even fifth choice for their clubs last year or whatever, yeah. I'm exaggerating with the fourth and fifth, but you get the point. One side got 18 million for their player. One side made a loss on their player. That's why we're going the way we're going, and that's why to a degree it's exciting times to be a Spurs fan. So yeah, man, that's the difference. And lastly, you've got, would you consider buying Reece Oxford this summer? He's a good player, but I'd more want an established centre half that can slot straight into the side. So no, to be honest. Smokey the Weed asks, was it right to play contract renegades Mesut Ozil and Alexis versus City? More Alexis as he's linked with them. You could say no on the basis that we when we played Chelsea, them man there that didn't play, them two didn't play, and the rest put in a convincing and committed performance for the side. So you could say yes, we should have dropped them. Could also say no because against Liverpool, I swear someone, I can't remember which one, but someone didn't play. One of them didn't play, and you could say we needed a case for that. And you could say yes, you could be on the basis of their hearts are not in it, their brains don't appear to be in it, they don't appear to want to play for the clubs. So you could say yes, you're right, that they should be dropped. But at the same time, if them man there don't play, me included, everyone is going to say why aren't they playing? Why aren't they playing? That's prior to it. Now we've seen it's time for them to just drop that now and rub that out. But you get where I'm going. I'm not like gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I would have dropped Alexis Sanchez. I wouldn't have. His head ain't in it. His head wasn't in it. But I would have took the risk Wenger did and played Alexis Sanchez. To be honest with you, so yeah, I would say we had to play them, and it's just these lot got no pride in their own performance for the side. So yeah, at Jadon Sancho, my guy as well. Is there any team that can chat to France in terms of talent? Quite a few, I'd say. Brazil got, in terms of the keyword is talent. You guys know I hate these buzzwords, talent and potential. Could say England on the basis that they're winning all these things. Spain, they appear to have fallen off a bit, but they've got some exciting prospects. Germany, low-key, got some very exciting prospects from the ages of 16 all the way up to 23. They've got some exciting prospects. So I'd say England, Germany, Brazil, Spain, these teams are still strong. France got some excellent prospects, like you said. But I'm keen to see, man, there's a lot. Argentina even got a couple prospects, man. I think all these nations can chat to each other. Of course, it's hard me selling that to you because you're seeing France, what they're on now, and the young players. But that's my opinion, bro. So, yeah. At Tariq Amazing, why do you think Gareth Southgate hands out England caps like high school dinner tickets? Don't know, man. He just probably wants to get his stats in, saying he gave XYZ their caps. Personally, having seen that he was going to call up Danny Drinkwater and he's turned it down now. I don't know how many appearances Danny Drinkwater's made this season, but I do know he's had some injury problems of late. And Wilshere, he hasn't played in the Premier League too tough. That's an understatement. But he's completed 90 minutes in all of our group stage. Well, not 90 minutes all the time in our Europa Leagues, but he's played a significant amount of Europa League football. I get you saying he needs more games, you need XYZ. But if you're going to call someone that's not fully fit and you're going to call Jack Wilshere, he is fit. He needs to just play games now. Would you not call up Wilshere? Is this sort of nonsense as to why England might not do anything next year? Livermore in the side and that. Livermore's been in good form, but these sort of things, these aren't the players, man. Like, I get you, man. I ain't got an answer, to be honest with you, bro. Has social media ruined the modern game? Firstly, I'd say no, because it's brought us closer to the fans. It's brought us closer to the players, and the club and things like that. It's brought us closer to other fans. You find out things you didn't know you needed to learn about. You find out all the transfer nonsense and all them things there. It's given fans a voice. So it's bridged the gap between the whole media and the typical Daily Mail and all them things and all these other people that talk crap. And given us a direct straight to the source. I say yes, because you guys know how much I hate these experts that after seeing 10-minute clips, this person's a wonder kid, that person's a wonder kid. You guys know I hate humble. Some footballers are very humble, like A lot of Arsenal players, but I hate when the young players do shirt giveaways and all of these things. I understand they do it just give back to the fans and things, but some just feel too important and it's a toxic culture. So I'm really on the fence with that. Yeah, man, it's all about balance. Balance is one of the very keys to life, man. But it's a very important key. What can Cork do that Shelvey/Wilshere can't? Yeah, run his socks off. To be honest with you, other than that, I don't know, bro. That was your last question. So yeah, and lastly, at Kazlan Douji, forgive me. Has Jose turned Manchester United into a rich West Brom? Into which West Brom? Is he the new Venga? This guy. Is he the new Venga? As his away top 6 record is the second worst. Should he be sacked? If you want him to be sacked, I think that's a bit premature. I know Jose is my guy, but there's not much to help him with. He spent a lot of money, and you look at City's side and his side. I know it's different, but his side doesn't look like any more of a Jose Mourinho side than it did when he came in. Obviously, he's brought in additions, but you get what I mean. Versus Pep, you can see he went out to get X, Y, and Z, and is paying dividends. Give Jose time. It might not be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be controversial. You're seeing the new Jose come out. But he probably will win some stuff if he's there for 3 years or something. Of course, you support United. And as much as I'm non-biased and I play devil's advocate, I want Arsenal to win, as unlikely as it is. So I hope you don't win things. But just stick with Jose, man. In May, you're entitled to ask a lot of questions because he came 6th last year. If he doesn't improve that dramatically, like United obviously want to win the league, but United are not where they used to be. So I'm pretty sure you would take first, second, maybe even third United fans. And that is, at the end of the day, that's an improvement on last season domestically anyways. So yeah, I'm not going to pretend to know the club more than you. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. But yeah, that's just a little opinion. But guys, it's done. Free Q&A is done. No one can call me anything other than YouTube's N'Golo Kante. I'm the best, and this is why I'm knackered. I'm out.